The human brain. It's the most complex structure in the known universe. So get ready to fire up those neurons as we blast through 10 common brain myths and uncover the fascinating truth. Think you know the human brain? Let's debunk some of the most common myths and reveal the surprising truth. Let's start with a classic, the myth that we only use 10% of our brains. Now, wouldn't that be something? But friends, it's just not true. Every single day, in countless ways, you're using your entire brain. Think about it. Your brain is constantly regulating your bodily functions, breathing, heart rate, body temperature, all happening without you even realizing it. Then there's processing sensory information, from the sights and sounds around you to the feeling of your clothes on your skin. And let's not forget about higher level thinking like problem solving, language, memory, and creativity. Brain scans like fMRI show activity across the entire brain even when we're at rest. Evolutionarily speaking, it wouldn't make sense to evolve such a metabolically expensive organ only to use a tiny fraction of it. For centuries, the brain was considered a static and unchanging organ. Once you reached a certain age, that was it. Your brain power was set in stone. Thankfully, we now know that's about as accurate as saying the Earth is flat. Your brain is incredibly dynamic, constantly rewiring itself throughout your life in response to your experiences. This remarkable ability is called neuroplasticity. Think of your brain like a densely forested jungle with billions of neurons connected by trillions of pathways or synapses. Every time you learn something new, have a new experience, or even just think a thought, you're essentially carving new pathways through this jungle. The more you use those pathways, the stronger and more established they become. That means your brain can adapt and change, even after stroke or injury. The age-old battle, left brain versus right brain. Are you the logical, analytical type, or are you ruled by creativity and intuition? This popular notion suggests that each hemisphere of the brain operates independently, with one side dominating your personality and skills. While it makes for a tidy story, the truth is far more nuanced. Yes, there's some lateralization of brain function. For example, the left hemisphere typically handles language processing, while the right excels at spatial awareness. But here's the catch: both hemispheres are in constant communication, working together as a unified whole. Think of it like a game of basketball. Similarly, both hemispheres collaborate and communicate through a massive bundle of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. Let's talk about alcohol and its effect on the brain. You've probably heard the saying, alcohol kills brain cells. And while it's true that excessive alcohol consumption can have detrimental effects on the brain, the idea that a few drinks will instantly obliterate your brain cells is a bit of an exaggeration. Here's the deal. Moderate alcohol consumption doesn't necessarily kill brain cells directly. However, it can damage the dendrites, the branch-like extensions of neurons that receive signals from other neurons. Think of it like this. Imagine your brain cells are like trees in a forest. Alcohol doesn't necessarily chop down the trees, but it can damage the branches and leaves, disrupting the communication network within the forest. So, enjoy responsibly and know that your brain cells are probably safe from a casual drink or two. Can listening to Mozart boost your brain power? The Mozart effect took the world by storm, suggesting that listening to classical music could make you smarter. While the idea of a musical shortcut to enhanced intelligence is appealing, the reality is a bit more nuanced. The original study that sparked this phenomenon found that listening to Mozart's sonata for two pianos in D major led to a temporary improvement in spatial temporal reasoning, one specific type of intelligence. However, this effect was short-lived, lasting only about 15 minutes, and didn't translate to a lasting increase in overall intelligence. Think of it like this. Listening to Mozart might be like giving your brain a brief warm-up, temporarily boosting certain cognitive functions. The real takeaway here is that music, in general, can have a powerful effect on the brain. So, while Mozart might not be the key to unlocking your inner Einstein, don't hesitate to crank up the tunes and enjoy the cognitive and emotional benefits of music. The human brain is a fragile organ, susceptible to damage from injury, stroke, or disease. And while the thought of brain damage can be terrifying, it's important to remember that it's not always a life sentence. The brain possesses an incredible ability to heal and rewire itself even after significant trauma. This remarkable capacity for recovery is known as neuroplasticity. Remember that jungle analogy we talked about earlier? Even if a storm rips through the forest, damaging trees and pathways, new growth can emerge and alternative routes can be forged. Of course, the extent of recovery depends on various factors, such as the severity and location of the damage, as well as the individual's age and overall health. Early intervention and rehabilitation are crucial for maximizing recovery. While complete recovery might not always be possible, the brain's ability to adapt and compensate for damage is a testament to its remarkable resilience. For decades, IQ tests have been used as the gold standard for measuring intelligence. But what do these tests actually tell us? The truth is, IQ tests measure a specific set of cognitive abilities, such as verbal reasoning, mathematical ability, and spatial awareness. They don't capture the full spectrum of human intelligence, which is far more complex and multifaceted than a single score can represent. Think of it like this. Imagine intelligence as a vast and diverse ecosystem. An IQ test might be like a single fishing net, capturing a limited sample of fish from this vast ocean. Similarly, IQ tests can provide some insights into certain cognitive abilities, but they fail to capture the full range of human potential. Factors like creativity, emotional intelligence, social skills, and practical intelligence are all crucial aspects of intelligence that IQ tests don't adequately measure. True intelligence encompasses a far broader range of abilities and skills that are essential for navigating the complexities of life. Are you a visual learner, auditory, kinesthetic? The idea that we all have a preferred learning style has become deeply ingrained in our educational system. However, decades of research have failed to support the existence of learning styles. While it's true that people have different preferences for how they like to learn, there's no evidence to suggest that tailoring teaching methods to these preferences actually improves learning outcomes. In fact, studies have shown that students generally learn best when information is presented in multiple modalities, engaging different senses and cognitive processes. Think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to learn a new language. Would you only want to learn by listening to audio recordings or by reading textbooks? Probably not. By engaging with information in diverse ways, we create stronger neural connections and improve our chances of understanding and retaining the material. We're taught from a young age about our five senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. But what if I told you that this is just the tip of the sensory iceberg? Humans possess a surprising array of senses beyond these traditional five. These hidden senses provide us with crucial information about our internal and external environments. Take proprioception, for example. This sense, often called body awareness, allows you to know where your limbs are in space without having to look at them. Then there's equilibrioception, or our sense of balance, which relies on the vestibular system in our inner ear to detect changes in head position and movement. And let's not forget about interoception, our sense of internal bodily sensations such as hunger, thirst, pain, and temperature. These hidden senses play a vital role in our daily lives, influencing our movements, emotions, and overall well-being. We often think of memory as a perfect recording of our experiences, like a video camera capturing every detail. But the truth is, memory is far more fallible and malleable than we might realize. Rather than being a faithful reproduction of the past, memory is a reconstructive process, influenced by our emotions, beliefs, and subsequent experiences. Think of it like this. Imagine you're piecing together a jigsaw puzzle. You have some of the pieces, but not all of them. So you use your existing knowledge and assumptions to fill in the gaps, creating a complete picture in your mind. Similarly, when we recall a memory, our brains retrieve fragments of information and then weave them together, often filling in the blanks with inferences and assumptions. This means that our memories can be surprisingly inaccurate, especially for events that happened long ago or were emotionally charged. So there you have it, 10 brain myths busted. The human brain is an endlessly fascinating organ full of surprises and complexities that we're only beginning to unravel. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop being curious about the universe inside your head. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the brain, hit that like button and subscribe to Debunked and Exposed for more mind-blowing facts about the world around us. Thanks for watching.